Michael, let's keep going because I mean, have you noticed and seen that the Theosophic societies and the Blavatskyites and the OTO people, when you get up to high level folks like take Dr. Pianka, I keep talking about, he's in a Druid outfit. He says I love Lucifer on his website, on the official UT website. He names his bison bull Lucifer. When you really get around these guys, they are into the occult, but then to their classes and everybody, they're making fun of anybody who's religious, anybody who believes there's other dimensions, anybody who believes there's more to the world. They go, oh, you're not of reason. And I see that as shuddering people from whatever humans are and, whatever this hunger for religion, shuddering us down here so they can operate up here with, as you call it, their sorcery, which is their mind control.
That's right. And many of these other organizations, you see, are like fraternal orders in which you have to pass through them in order to be matriculated to get into, what I would say, like what we talked about in the first segment about the Atheists, the true story of Masonry. They're not just going to hand that down to anybody. So they put from the school level onwards through all of these various occult and other organizations, you see, they're like steps on the ladder. I mean, even the Masons use the symbol of the ladder. You have to die into what you knew. You have to die to the world that you knew. And I believe this is a kind of insanity, a form of unsane insanity. And therefore you have to sort of, they have a carrot and a stick approach in which you have to then matriculate until you are complicit and submissive enough so that they can then infect you with their infection. It's basically as simple as that. And until people strengthen themselves through knowledge, which is the only way to strengthen and have a spiritual connection to something, they're not going to be able to ward off
you talk about
these disease people.
You talk about psychic vampirism. There is no doubt that's what this New World Order is.
Big time. We're doing DVDs. That's another DVD project we're doing right now. I believe that things are moving so fast that, and remember, as we said earlier, there's only so much of this knowledge that we study that people can handle. They're already balking and they're already, covering their eyes and screaming to hide under the bed. Even with the sort of lower level stuff about the Illuminati and the death of the Constitution, they can't even handle that, let alone things like psychic vampirism and war on consciousness. So, I tend to pace my stuff out there because I realize that sometimes, and this, of course, does not include everyone. There are people who are totally ready for this, but the masses of the world are not ready for this. So you have to sort of go slow and pace what you're creating and what you're writing about, what you're putting out there. You can tell them a little bit about it because the human race is so unready for a lot of this. There is an awakening taking place. But it's also a very natal situation.
Well, I know this. I go off what my gut tells me. I analyze the real world, what I can prove, but my gut tells me the human race is very, very old. The human race has incredible potential and is really going to go places if we can only move past this whole New World Order system. And
my main message in most of my work is to understand the nature of deconstruction. That moving forward is partly acquisitive and partly an active movement forward, but you also have to jettison. In anything that moves forward, anything that's going to progress, it also needs to shed skins. It also needs to jettison and deconstruct all the rubbish and all the miasma and all the webs, of ignorance. Learning is a dual process. It requires you to clean, just like we have to wash our bodies when dust, accumulates and dirt accumulates. We have to clean our cars, our homes, everything, the plates we eat off. And people sometimes have forgotten this in their search for the light. They also have to realize that there's a lot of parasites, a lot of sharks, a lot of mosquitoes, a lot of, like we talked about earlier, a lot of darkness that comes around as you start moving towards the truth and towards the light. That's when the dirt is going to be shining up. That's when you're going to see the dirt for what it is. You can't say yuck and run away from it and hide. You got to know how to take out the right kind of detergent to deal with the dirt, be it psychic or social or anything else. And in my work, the basic message to everyone is you're not going to have legal, social, political sovereignty or any solvency until you've got it mentally and spiritually.
All right, stay there. Here we go.